So welcome back to a confirmed transfer episode. I've got to be honest, this week's been pretty crazy. Loads of big signings happened, and you know, the transfer market is starting to heat up a little bit, I would say. Just a little bit, not majorly, but just a little bit. So I dropped some FIFA point codes in the chat of the last video, not last video, one before that, I believe. They would have all been taken by now, so you can go over there, you can try them out for yourselves if you like, but I'm pretty sure they would have been done and dusted. But so we have got something else here today. If you guys want to drop a like on this video, that'd be great. Obviously, we get like, I'm going to set big targets now. You know, we were setting a little bit too small. 2,000 likes. 2,000 likes, I'll drop FIFA point codes in the chat. It's a big target, it's a big ask, but it's down to you if it hits it. So the first player then we're going to take a look at today is one of the biggest I've seen in the transfer window so far, because it's a bit weird and it's big money too, but it is majorly weird. So we have got the one and only Hummels. Now Hummels, I can't lie, this is a bit of a weird one for me, okay? I can't really get my head around this. So Hummels, okay, he's gone from Borussia Dortmund to Bayern Munich, back to Borussia Dortmund, okay? And I think he even started at Bayern Munich before Borussia Dortmund the first time, if that's true. Yeah, Bayern Munich youth career. Then played one appearance for their main team back in 2019. And then he went on loan to Borussia Dortmund, signed for Borussia Dortmund on a permanent basis, was there for 7 years, and then he signed for Bayern Munich back in 2016. He was there for 3 years, winning quite a few things as well. And now he's gone back to Borussia Dortmund, ladies and gents. This is getting very weird. Bayern Munich came to an agreement with Borussia Dortmund that will see the 30-year-old rejoin his former club for a fee of £33 million. Big money, to be fair. It is quite big money still, to be fair. He finished his time, obviously, at Bayern Munich with 8 goals in 116 appearances in 3 seasons, winning all 3 Bundesliga campaigns, as well as the DFB Pokal and 3 Super Cups. So he won everything since being there. He won every league title he possibly could have won. He won loads of cups and stuff like that. So he's really achieved everything there is in German football, and he's decided he wants to go back to Borussia Dortmund, which is very weird, very interesting. So what do you guys think about the comment section down below? Why do you think he's made this move? I mean, he's gone from Bayern Munich to Borussia Dortmund, to Bayern Munich to Borussia Dortmund. It's all been pretty crazy, and I never really expected to see this transfer ever again, I think, for me personally. So that was the first player of this episode. Now we've got another one that I think is quite interesting actually, and as a bit of an avid fan of Ajax, I am a little bit of an avid fan of Ajax. They signed Quincy Promes. Now Quincy Promes obviously is a pretty big Dutch footballer anyway. I think he was at Ajax back in the day previously, which I'm about to confirm, I'm about to check. So yeah, he was at actually Ajax as a youth, okay, as a youth player, 2002 to 2008, 6 years as a youth player before he went on to Haarlem and Twente, and obviously went to Russia and then Seville, and now he's gone obviously back to Ajax now in 2019, which is pretty good. So I mean, it's pretty good that Ajax had a pretty good campaign, won the league, obviously done really well in the Champions League, and what they've got going on is gonna, you know, appeal to a lot of players and appeal to a lot of footballers and make players want to come to the club. Not only players that have already been at the club, like Quincy Promes, of course, but, you know, other players as well. I'm sure they're not going to be done in the transfer window just yet. Now, it was announced that Promes was moving to Ajax on a 5-year deal with a basic transfer fee of 15.7 million euros, which could rise to 17.2 with add-ons. So, potentially 1.5 million more euros could be added on, subject to bonuses. But what's interesting about this is a 5-year deal. Now, Quincy Promes is 27 years of age. I thought he was a lot younger originally when I did some research for this, but no, he's 27 years of age. I thought personally he was going to be like 23, 24, but you know, he's certainly in his prime at 26, 27, 28, whatever. You know, that's very much in your prime. He's played 37 times for the Netherlands and obviously scoring 7 goals as well, which is pretty decent, to be honest. But he's gone back to Amsterdam, back to the Netherlands, and I think he's going to do pretty well there. I think he's going to fit in just nicely. Great club to go to. Great club. So an interesting one I want to get. This is a Premier League player that's left. Obviously the Premier League club Everton. We've got Nikola Vlasic. Okay, Vlasic has actually left Everton and gone to CSK Moscow on a permanent basis. He was there on loan previously. 25 appearances, 5 goals for them. He is signed for a decent fee as well, £14 million, which is still pretty big, to be honest, pretty big money. But obviously Everton, they signed him back in 2017 for a 5-year contract back then for a fee of around £10 million. He impressed, who was it, Ronald Koeman back then, and the director of football. But it didn't quite work out for him, and he got sent out on loan, which is pretty interesting. Obviously went to Russia, went to CSK Moscow, did pretty well there, I believe. And since then, obviously, he's only 21 years of age now. He signed a 5-year deal with them. Obviously signed for £14 million from Everton. But Everton fans, what do you think about this one? This is pretty interesting. Do you think this guy could have had a pretty good career at your club? Do you think he could have done pretty well in the Premier League? Or do you think he had no chance and the club were right to let him go? What do you think about it? I don't know. You never really played 12 games for Everton. Did you ever see enough of him? I don't know. I really don't know. So another one I want to talk about as well, another interesting one. We've got Afellay. He's gone back to PSV Eindhoven. This is another Dutch sort of transfer, if you like. So Ibrahim Afellay, let me tell you about the story about this guy, okay? Started off at PSV. Obviously, didn't actually start there, okay? But he was there for a lot of years. I'm talking like 7 years as a youth player. Then he got into the first team, got promoted to the first team like some players do, some obviously don't. He was there for 6 years, pretty good. And like what happens a lot, I've noticed in the Netherlands, okay, what happens is players get pretty big, and all the Dutch clubs, they seem to sell the players, the talented ones, to big like Spanish teams or big Premier League teams. And this guy got a big move to Barcelona. He obviously impressed everyone at PSV. Thought he was going to go on and be the next best thing or whatever. Went to Barcelona, got the big move after 6 years at PSV. But 5 years at Barcelona, 5 years, he made 21 appearances for him, scoring 1 goal. So that is pretty, he'd be very disappointed in that, of course, over 5 years. Now, he wasn't obviously there, you know, for 5 years. He was owned by the club for 5 years. He was at Schalke for a bit. He was at Olympiacos for a bit. And if you guys are unaware, he's been at Stoke for the last 4 years, all right? And Stoke has been probably it's the second club in his career he's made most appearances for, okay? But now he's gone back to PSV, where it all started off for him. And he's gone back to the Netherlands as well. But yeah, it's a crazy, crazy turnaround. There's another player now that's returned to a former club of theirs back in their youth career. Another big one. To be fair to him, though, you know, he's won what he did win at Barcelona. He won the La Liga, Copa del Rey, and the Champions League since being there. So, you know, it hasn't been a complete, utter failure, because he still won everything. So he's got the winner medals, and that's all that really matters, really, to be fair. But he just probably didn't leave as much of a legacy behind as he would originally plan to have done. And obviously, you know, he won Dutch Football Talent of the Year back in 2007. So this is pretty big stuff. But yeah, back to PSV. He's gone anyway. It's not a bad little signing for PSV, that. Hopefully they can get the old Afellay back out of it, maybe. Next up, we got Dani Alves. Dani Alves has officially left PSV. I've just been saying that, of course, but PSG after a pretty good, successful campaign there. So he's set to leave, and he's not revealed any future plans yet. We don't know which confirmation club he's moved to just yet, but I'm very confident the 36-year-old doesn't want to retire, and he will be at another club by next season, by come next season, of course. Spent 2 years at Ligue 1 club, which is not a lot, but I'll be honest, he won a lot. You know, he really did win a lot. I'm going to get up exactly right now, exactly what he did win at his time at PSG. 2 Ligue 1 titles in 2 years. You can't do any better than that. Coupe de France, which is Cup. Coupe de la Ligue as well, another cup. And Trophée des Champs is another cup as well. So, I think he's won everything there is to win. To win domestically in France, from France. But as a footballer, of course, he has won, I think I'm going to go as far as saying everything you can win at club level. Champions Leagues, you know, Spanish titles, Italian titles, French titles, individual awards, you know, been in loads of team of the years. He's won everything. He's broke records as well, which is pretty good. He's won everything there is to win in Spain, everything there is to win in Italy. Obviously, I've said France as well. International, yeah, he didn't win a World Cup or anything like that. He won Copa America, which is still pretty good, of course, with obviously Brazil. He won the FIFA Confederations Cup with Brazil a couple of times, and the World Youth Championships with Brazil back in 2003 as a youth player, if you like. But yeah, I mean, this guy's had a fantastic career, and I don't think he is done yet, ladies and gents. Another club for him coming up very shortly. As soon as that's announced, I will reveal it in the video. I will reveal. So last of all, we've got Marcus Llorente. He's gone from, I think, Real Madrid to Atletico Madrid. So the Madrid, 2 big clubs have just, you know, come together and made a transfer happen, which I don't know if that happens quite a lot, to be fair. But Atletico Madrid have signed defensive midfielder Marcos Llorente from rivals Real Madrid on a 5-year deal. So this is in rumours. Obviously, there's loads of players, not loads of players, but there's a couple of players potentially leaving Atletico Madrid, like Rodri is potentially going to Man City. This guy is seen as a bit of a replacement for him, and I think they paid pretty big money as well. I think they're talking like £30 million they paid for Llorente, which is, you know, big money. Two obviously Madrid teams come together and make this happen. And there you go. That is another big signing that's happened within the last few days or within the last week. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, do not forget to drop a like and a thumbs up down below. That'd be greatly, muchly appreciated. If you're not following me on Facebook, make sure you do, link in the description. I live stream every single day. I won't be live streaming at the minute because I'm actually going to be away. But when I'm back, obviously I'm going to smash FIFA 20, smash every game. I'll do Rocket League, mate. I'll do every game, alright? I'll do every game over there. Make sure you go to Facebook down below, check it out. And if you guys are not following me on Instagram, you know what to do. Links in the description down below there. You can follow me on my little journey if you like, or whatever you want to do. But anyway, guys, has been a pleasure as always. Take it easy, have a good day. If you know what to do, drop a like. Peace.